2018 Audi A3 Saloon Review. The good points of Audi A3 Saloon: smart styling with neat proportions, excellent construction throughout, wide choice of engines to settle on, surprisingly big boot. The bad points of Audi A3 Saloon: not as engaging as rivals, rear seat space, some models pricey, lots of kit costs extra. The Audi A3 Saloon could be the firm's smallest four-door saloon, growing against the likes with the Mercedes-Benz CLA, Jaguar X and smaller two-door BMW 2 Series Coupe. It shares its underpinnings using the A3 and A3 Sportback, and so it comes using the same sharp styling, excellent interior and comprehensive variety of turbocharged petrol and diesel engines. While small saloons tend to be popular in Asian and American markets, it's trading on its sharp styling and desirability through the UK. However, it's more practical than you could think. Despite its less practical access, the A3 Saloon's boot will be bigger compared to A3 Sportbacks, and then there's additionally a bit of extra legroom because of a slightly stretched body, -150mm more than a Sportback. Choice of TFSI and TDI engines. On the path, the A3 Saloon is a superb performer using a mature feel on the way it drives. It's quiet and refined regardless of what version you decide on, performance models aside, having a good range of engines. Buyers consider a familiar variety of turbocharged TFSI petrols and punchy TDI diesels, even though the Saloon goes without worrying about entry-level engines through the regular A3, and yes, it doesn't come just as one e-tron plug-in hybrid, either. High-quality interior. The interior in the A3 Saloon is truly one of its most attractive selling points. It's simple and easy and fresh to use design, but all things are made from really plush materials which might be pleasant to touch, with neat design details making it a pleasant invest time. It's sold with extra tech, for instance Audi's virtual cockpit, which besides makes life easier, but makes the A3 feel genuinely upmarket and modern. Performance S3 and RS3 available. If you're searching for a more performance-focused A3 Saloon, you're well catered for that has a choice of S3 or RS3 models. A turbocharged 310 horsepower 2.0-litre TFSI petrol engine matched having an S-tronic automatic gearbox and quattro all-wheel drive powers the S3, providing a middle ground between regular A3 saloons and also the high-performance RS3. If you need to go all the way and pick the range-topping RS3, you'll gain from a 2.5-litre turbocharged petrol pushing out 400 horsepower, plus it makes for an authentic little super saloon with aggressive looks and sensational straight-line speed. Latest deals from Buick are: Audi A3 Saloon S3 TFSI Quattro for £26,692, or £375 monthly. Audi A3 S3 TFSI Quattro 4 Drams STR, £25,000, or £356 monthly. See all deals on Audi A3. Representative example: representative APR of 7.9%, borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP type finance. The total amount payable can be £250 monthly, which has a total cost of credit of £1,483 plus a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Buick Car Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DP, GB09151058, is often a credit broker regulated by FCA, FRN: 667368. The verdict: the Audi A3 Saloon is really a stylish and desirable small saloon using a suitably upmarket interior to fit its premium image. It's not really a particularly engaging car to operate a vehicle. The high-end models will be more about straight-line speed than excitement inside the Benz, but it really would undoubtedly be considered a satisfying car to possess due to its widely watched abilities. Plus, It provides a bigger boot as opposed to 5-door A3 Sportback, it's just tougher to get to it. Audi A3 Saloon Review detailed. Wide range of turbocharged engines. Diesels are punchy and frugal. Petrols are smooth and refined. The A3 Saloon's engine lineup largely mimics that with the regular A3s, but doing without entry-level units, so TFSI petrol options. If you're hunting for a petrol A3 Saloon, your choices kick off, which has a 1.5-litre TFSI unit producing 150 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. It's competent at completing the 0 to 62 mph benchmark sprint in 8.2 seconds, and should be on to reach a highly regarded speed of 139 mph. It's a smart engine, though, featuring active cylinder technology which, switching off cylinders to further improve efficiency if your car doesn't should be using them. You can specify this engine, which has a 6-speed manual or maybe a 7-speed S-tronic dual-clutch automatic, both offering identical performance figures. If you wish more petrol power before you reach the dedicated sports versions, there's a 2.0-litre TFSI offering 190 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. This engine comes with a noticeable drop in 0 to 62 mph time, taking just 6.9 seconds to try and do the sprint, be going on to reach 155 mph. Go for just a manual version plus its front-wheel drive, while picking the S-tronic version adds quattro all-wheel drive into the mix, bringing the 0 to 62 mph time down again, in order to 6.2 seconds. Top speed because of this version is 150 mph, TDI diesels. Buyers can decide from a trio of diesels from the A3 Saloon, starting off having a sensible 1.6-litre TDI with 116 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. It'll complete the 0 to 62 mph sprint in 10.4 seconds when fitted with sometimes a 6-speed manual or 7-speed S-tronic auto gearbox, and should be on to reach 127 mph at the summit end. Next up can be a 150 horsepower 2.0-litre TDI, both employing a 6-speed manual gearbox, but which has a choice of front or all-wheel drive quattro. It produces 340 Nm of pulling power. The front-wheel drive version takes care on the 0 to 62 mph sprint in 8.6 seconds, even though the quattro will manage it in 8.3 seconds. Both embark on to reach 137 mph towards the top end. Providing probably the most diesel performance is really a 2.0-litre TDI with 184 horsepower and 380 Nm of torque. It's driven through Audi's quattro all-wheel drive system as well as a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, and sprints from 0 to 62 mph within 6.8 seconds. It'll reach a 147 mph top speed. S3 Saloon. The S3 Saloon steps inside the performance if you're trying to find a fast everyday saloon. With a 2.0-litre TFSI petrol engine beneath the bonnet and 310 horsepower on tap, there is no slouch as a result of quattro all-wheel drive and also a slick-shifting S-tronic gearbox delivering a 0 to 62 mph duration of just 4.6 seconds. This car will embark on to reach a fixed top speed of 155 mph, when you find yourself upon an autobahn as well as in need of a blast. RS3 Saloon. If you desire peak performance out of your A3 Saloon, the RS3 could be the one available for you. Powered with a sonorous 2.5-litre TFSI turbo petrol, it generates 400 horsepower and is competent at launching from 0 to 62 mph within 4.2 seconds. It delivers its power relentlessly, powering with the S-tronic transmission incredibly quickly and smoothly, unless you need a more ferocious setup in sport, and feels as though it'll continue on and on. There's sound to complement, too, especially if you pick the sports exhaust system at extra expense, sounding just the bargain Lamborghini. Engines no more available. The A3 Saloon was launched, which has a different group of TFSI petrol engines which may have since been discontinued. They included a 60-minute .4 TFSI with 140 horsepower and 260 Nm of torque, since replaced because of the 1.5-litre TFSI with active cylinder shutdown. It managed the 0 to 62 mph sprint in 8.4 seconds and went on to succeed to a 132 mph top speed. Your more efficient alternative was single .8-litre TFSI with 180 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. The 0 to 62 mph time falls to 7.3 seconds and top accelerate to 144 mph. However, it's the 1.4-litre TFSI that feels the harder cohesive package if you're taking a look at a used A3 saloon. Tidy handling, however, not exciting. Strong grip levels and little body roll. Several suspension setups. In general, the handling from the Audi A3 saloon is excellent. It's sensible and there's tons of grip being offered too. The steering, while just a little numb, is direct and electronically well weighted to supply some engagement for keener drivers. There are 3 suspension possibilities: standard, sports and S-Line sports suspension. On sport trim level models, sports suspension has come about as standard and you have the use of deselecting all night for the standard suspension for no expense. You'll view a 15 mm lower ride height with sports suspension. On S-Line models in addition, you get sports suspension as standard, whilst you can have precisely the same no-cost replacement for revert back in standard suspension or even the option of S-Line sports suspension, which lowers your vehicle a further 10 mm. Audi's Drive Select system lets you tweak the steering between dynamic and comfort depending on your driving requirements, or you can let it sit in auto and let the auto decide what's best for that way you're driving. You can also put in place your own individual parameters. Solid, well-built interior. Lots of tech to be had. Very easy to navigate. The A3 saloon is usually a refined and pleasant spot to be. The materials feel better as opposed to inside with the Mercedes-Benz CLA. There are plenty of optional extras to select from to increase the cabin's feel further. All with the dials are well placed within the dash. Along with the trip computer can be a swish screen relating to the rev counter and speedo, which may be controlled using buttons within the steering wheel to tell you vehicle information, navigation information or stereo details. Introduced as part on the 2016 facelift, though, was Audi's excellent virtual cockpit, which replaces a regular instrument cluster that has a big digital screen which can be configured to exactly how you would like it to appear, displaying from sat-nav instructions and fuel economy, to what's playing for the media system. Special mention have to go to Audi's MMI system, which utilizes a touch wheel located from the gear lever to manipulate functions displayed about the 7-inch screen. It offers 64 GB of storage alongside 3D sat-nav and cellular phone connectivity via Bluetooth. It is controlled with the touchpad, which not just works being a rotatory selector system but lets you input letters using your finger through writing within the top in the selector. Upgrading for the more advanced version on the same system, the Audi Connect system means your automobile actually gets a Wi-Fi hotspot so passengers can surf the net when you drive. It also allows link with Google Maps and Street View with the sat-nav. Comfort is dependent upon suspension. Good ride for the whole. S-Line looks good, but stiff. When you are considering comfort inside A3 saloon, the amount very much depends for the type of suspension your vehicle has fitted. Best ride quality comes with all the slightly higher riding standard suspension, which may come as a no-cost optional extra along the range. Conversely, if you need the ultimate in handling, then you'll ought to sacrifice some ride quality with all the S-Line sports suspension, which provides a much stiffer, lower setup. The seats are supportive and comfy, though has not just a huge level of road or wind noise to complain about should you not opt for just a model while using largest 19-inch wheels, as they possibly can kick up quite a little bit of noise. Opting because of these rims means you need to also specify Audi's magnetic ride system, which reduces how crashy it might be over the worst surfaces in the street. Comprehensively equipped all round. S-Line and Black Edition are extremely desirable. Options list is usually expensive. The Audi A3 Saloon only is available in 3 trim levels: Sport, S-Line and Black Edition. But all come equipped, which has a generous number of standard equipment, with a lot more available to add for extra expense. Standard Audi A3 Saloon equipment. The A3 Saloon lineup kicks off together with the Sport, coming with lots of equipment, including 17-inch alloy wheels, Audi Drive Select, driving modes, xenon headlights with LED daytime running lights, dual zone climate control, MMI multimedia system with sat-nav, Bluetooth and Audi Connect online services, cruise control, rear parking sensors, automatic lights and wipers. Upgrading on the A3 S-Line means the entire car's exterior gets a lot sharper look with lowered sport suspension, a aggressive-looking body kit and 18-inch alloy wheels. It also adds this equipment to standard sport trim. LED headlights with scrolling rear indicators. Front sports seats with S-Line logo. Brushed aluminium interior trim. Flat bottom leader. LED interior lighting. Extra interior storage. The Black Edition is about looks, which has a black styling pack that switches chrome trim about the grille and around the windows with gloss black, while privacy glass, black door mirrors and titanium look, diamond cut alloys complete the appearance. It also adds the Audi sound system stereo upgrade to regular S-Line trim. The S3 is often a trim level rolling around in its own right, coming using the following: 19-inch alloy wheels, Audi magnetic ride, S-Sport suspension, progressive steering, Nappa leather upholstery with heated front seats, Audi sound system. A Black Edition version with the S3 is available too, adding precisely the same features as for the A3 Black Edition, and also a Bang & Olufsen sound system plus a different kind of 19-inch alloy wheel. The RS3 Saloon sits at the top with the A3 Saloon hierarchy, coming with all the following: 19-inch alloy wheels, RS Sports suspension, braking and exhaust system, LED headlights all round, matte aluminium exterior trim, Nappa leather upholstery with Alcantara trim to gear lever and tire, Audi virtual cockpit with RS specific graphics, MMI navigation plus with Audi sound system. Optional Audi A3 Saloon extras. The options list is to try and can really rack the price from the A3 Saloon. We won't detail all, as there are too many chatting, although some people might. Key features are bundled to the following packs: Comfort and Sound Pack, Audi Parking System Plus, Bang & Olufsen speakers, heated front seats, hill hold assist. Technology Pack, Virtual Cockpit, MMI Navigation Plus, Audi Connect Services, Audi Phone Box with wireless charging. Options incorporated into packs may be added as individual options, while other highlights include keyless entry and ignition, adaptive cruise control, Audi side assist, rear view camera. There's also the potential to settle on from a wide selection of colors, especially you spend extra for something in the Audi exclusive color scheme, while various seat designs and wheels could be chosen after you order. Also, you should definitely select the best suspension setup in your case. 5-star Euro NCAP crash rating. Lots of driver assistance kit available. Solid build and lots of safety equipment. The Audi A3 Saloon hasn't been crash tested by Euro NCAP yet, however the standard A3 scores a maximum 5 stars. The two cars share just about everything when you are looking for how it's built plus the safety equipment they're fitted with. Optional safety equipment includes clever matrix LED headlights which change determined by route information in the sat-nav and adjust the beam of light to never dazzle oncoming drivers. You could also order adaptive cruise control, which automatically adjusts your vehicle's speed depending within the speed with the vehicle in the front. There's a lane keeping system which subtly steers your vehicle back into its lane when it detects drifting without driver input, and park assist, which steers your vehicle into parallel and perpendicular parking spaces. Finally, there's the pre-sense essential safety system that may take preventative action should the auto detect an imminent crash. If the adaptive cruise control can be fitted, for instance a system which warns, then brakes for, the driver if this senses a collision is getting ready to happen. It will also secure the brakes on after having a collision to avoid any further damage. Enough space to get a small family. Sloping roof, the one black mark. 4 adults will fit with ease. The A3 Saloon is usually a compact car, so those interested are unlikely to get buying due to the practicality credentials. However, there's plenty of room inside the front seats, which has a generous number of adjustment inside the seats, while those within the rear are treated to comfortable seats. However, taller passengers within the rear might battle with headroom because the roofline might be more sloping compared to regular Sportback. At least legroom isn't. It is a shame, so most are going to be comfortable on journeys that add to much time and arduous. It's certainly more spacious inside than its most direct rival, the Mercedes-Benz CLA. Despite as a saloon, the A3 is usually a compact one, with neat and tidy proportions. That means it's very easy to maneuver into tighter than average spaces, and you'll need parking sensors anyway if you're regularly reversing. The jutting out saloon boot can nonetheless be deceptive because from the small, sloped rear window. The A3's boot is surprisingly practical, at 425 litres. In fact, it's the biggest inside the whole A3 range, with all the rear seats constantly in place, bigger even compared to A3 Sportback. However, you will find limitations, despite its large, square load space. Access is bound due for the narrower opening that comes using a saloon body style, and folding the spine seats down doesn't liberate the maximum amount of space since it doesn't, such as a regular hatchback. Finally, go for any model fitted with quattro all-wheel drive, and capacity falls to 390 litres due on the extra mechanicals located below the floor with the rear axle.